So there you go, the beautiful River Dart. Sorry about that, the contraption moved. Yeah, so it's Thursday and we've got a storm coming in, well, early hours of tomorrow morning, I think. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing to prep for it, and then perhaps later on I'll video some of the storm if the weather conditions allow, because it's going to be pretty brutal. We've had 97 miles an hour through here. I've lived through one of them. But they reckon it's going to be gusting 100, so we'll see. Anyway, let's show you what I've done. Out here, as you can see in the cockpit area, I've stowed everything below. There's just the diesel for the heater there. I've got some new lines on. I mean, I know they're normally for use on sailboats and stuff, but if in an emergency I found they're pretty good. Everything on the flybridge has been stowed. All the fenders I have out for visitors I've put away. I'll show you the roping. I apologise about the wind. I don't know whether you can hear me, but as you'll see, there's one very long bow line which is always on Sovereign Bay. That gives it a bit of spring in that direction and in that direction. Then the next line to catch her is this one here, which is always almost as tight as the spring line. And then below that you'll see there's another rope. You're going, well, that's a bit untidy. Well, no, it's not. These are tied off in such a way that should one of the ropes fail, the other one will catch it. And they're all on different cleats and going through different fair leads. And then if all else fails, I've got two ropes here to stop her being blown off the mooring, should those three break. Now, from there, all the way along to the furthest cleat on the deck is the rear spring, and the reason for that is that all the wind is on that quarter there, trying to push the boat that way. You very rarely get it coming this way, so a good long spring will not only allow the boat to move a little bit without snatching, but it will pull the stern in every time it's blown, hopefully, which allows me to clamber on and off. Well, that's the theory. And then of course I've got a safety line which is loose at the moment, and I've got another safety spring almost the same length running up to the stern cleat through the stern fair lead. We've got plenty of fenders on. I've worked out over the years that's ample, but I do have my posh fenders stowed up there just in case. Moving to the stern of the boat now. Right, we've got one really long stern line, same as the bow really, and that's there really just in case we get a wind from the other direction, which is very rare, but that's what that's there for. That's always on. And then the safety which will catch it, and then two more safeties just in case, because as I said, it's on that rear quarter that the wind hits her the most, so it could feasibly blow the back end straight off. I've tied the dinghy on its davits, pulled it away from everything so it's missing the ropes. Interestingly enough, last night we had a bit of a blow, 60 mile an hour, and as you can see, it's took two of the planks clean off the swim platform. They're screwed from underneath. The wood's pretty solid. I checked it, but it broke the screws, snapped them. So I don't think the swim platform's meant for that sort of abuse, but that's what happened last night. So we're back inside. There's one of the neighbours from one of the trot moorings out there, been to check his boat. I don't envy them. They are going to get smashed around. I've seen that happen. So let's go and have a look, and I'll show you what we've done throughout the boat. Not a lot really. I can go out to sea, and I don't know whether you can make that out, but there's ornaments and things on my telly there. They never move, but I will be putting the roses in the sink. So we'll go down now into the bedroom, and we'll try and imagine that there's been a problem. Right, so I don't know how well this is coming out because it is a bit dark here. I'll stand under the light. So that's my cabin in there. So should something happen in the night and I have to get up in a hurry, I've set the flotation suit ready to jump into, which is there. So I'll come out of my cabin, which is there, jump in the flotation suit. I'll come along here. I've got my life jacket with a rope cutting knife on it, which was given to me by a good friend of mine, Tatty, and another good friend of mine, more of a brother really, Chris Paul, who I apparently made the lovely sheath that it's in. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I've got my life jacket. I've already got my suit on by now. So there's a life jacket. There's my rope cutting knife. They get thrown on. There's a torch there should I need it on the side of the cooker. And then we trot on out. I can grab all the keys if I really need to from there. They're always hung up. As I go out, there's a fire extinguisher there, and there's one there. There's also one on the other side of that bulkhead and one that side. So there's 4 fire extinguishers at the stern of the boat. I also have a head torch here with that fire extinguisher should it be needed. So that's what we're doing for the new storm that's coming in. Watch this space. Hopefully I'll be able to get you some footage of what actually goes on down there, because it is brutal. People don't realise how bad it can be. So anyway, from a calm River Dart and Gampton Creek, I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll catch you in a minute. Well, it'll be a second for you in television land, won't it? But it's going to be a few hours for me. And as if by magic, it is now 1:05 on the 18th of February 2022. And yeah, Storm Eunice, or whatever it's called, is starting to build up. The thing is that I never thought about was that, let's get my glasses on and have a quick look. Low water here on the creek is 130. In fact, if you look out there now, I'm sure you can probably just make it out. That house over there that's all lit up, if you look below it, that's the creek, and you can see there's no water there, and that shimmering in the distance there beyond my dinghy is mud. Yeah, we're on the bottom. It's low water. So the storm really is, from what I've read, 4 to 5-ish will start to peak, and high water is 7:30ish. So I'm figuring I might as well go and get some kit, because although it does move the boat around in the mud, I don't think it's going to cause us too much of a problem. So I'm probably going to do that. So the next video, you'll be glad to hear, will be done in the light, and you'll be able to see what's going on. Anyway, yeah, I've got the downstairs station tidied up. It gets used as a bit of a dumping ground, to be honest, when you live on a boat like this. It's very convenient to chuck your paperwork and stuff on the bench there. So yeah, I've cleared the bench. She's all ready to go really. I've just got to open the seacocks and I can fire the engines up should there be a problem, although I'm not certain I'm going to need that. As I've said before, life jacket's there with my knife ready to go, torch is on the side of the oven, and my flotation jacket is in the spare bedroom ready to throw on. So the next video you'll probably see on here, as if by magic, it should be daylight. Anyway, that's an update for now, so we'll see what happens next, shall we? Well, there we are, as if by magic, it's daylight again. Now, I don't know whether you can see that on the camera, but way over there, let's see if I can, because we're getting chucked about, it doesn't really show it on here. Way over there in the distance, see the waves breaking? That's the road, so that's going to be about 4 foot underwater there. Okay, due to the high tide. My neighbours' boats are all getting chucked around. I think that sort of says it all really. You can see the bottom of Tom's boat. There's Water Horse. Gotta keep an eye on that. The owner's not here, so Martin. Holly's boat seems to be faring quite well. I'll see if we can walk up the front of the boat now. This is moving around a little bit, but not as bad as Jenny's boat there. And of course the storm hasn't really picked up to its height yet. It's 7:15 now. Well, 7:15 now, I think. I was woken up at around 6 o'clock because the one of my bow lines I've got a little bit tight, but there's nothing I can do about that now. Unless I've got to go out, I'm not. So yeah, you can hear that now. Look at Jenny's boat. I don't know whether you can see that. Every time I go to point the camera at it, it stops. Yeah, I haven't replaced the windscreen wipers yet, but you can see the green boat there is Jenny's. That's pitching quite nicely. I'm glad I'm not on board that. What I can do is shove the camera out the window, but you won't hear anything but wind. And that's on a mooring. Anyway, I'm going to try and drink the coffee I made earlier. Swans don't seem to mind it. Looks like Tom's loving it. Getting some quite big waves running through here now. Again, I don't think the camera picks it up very well, but there's a really good swell running through here now. Really good. Fortunately, Sovereign Bay doesn't move around a lot. I'll fix this to the window so that You get an idea of how much we're moving. We don't move a lot. Big old squall running through there. It was just a matter of time before that happened. You see the boat just out there, the little one, little brown one, broke its mooring. That's what happens when you use a pallet strap to tie your boat up with. End up on the beach, that will now. I'd get off and give Andy and Jenny a hand, but pretty dangerous. Yeah, fancy using a ratchet tie to tie your boat to the mooring. Ridiculous. So, there you go. Well, there you go. Still pretty windy, but at least we're on the bottom, so now we get some respite as the boats won't get chucked around, and the wind has dropped off a little bit. So the boat that was moored there is now on the beach down there. You can see one of the guys from the boatyard going down clearing the road, because the road is full of seaweed and debris, so they've got to get that cleared up. Jorro surprisingly did quite well, as did Sovereign Bay, but as you can see, the poles that hold the moorings in place, I think it was some kind of platform back in the day, the way it's just completely smashed them to bits. The anchors are dragged on the moorings, and we're back about 3 foot, and probably, well, you can see, if you look at the puddle there, that was the hole that Waterhorse was sat in originally. So we've moved probably a boat's width back this way. So yeah. Well, guys, I'm a bit windswept and interesting to look at. Yeah, so that was the storm. We're not out of it yet. As you can see, it's still pretty windy, but I reckon we were hitting the hundreds there. The video, I apologise, it doesn't show really how bad that was. That was pretty brutal. It smashed the moorings up. It's done quite a bit of damage to the moorings actually, but they'll sort it out. And like I say, one of the boats, as I was saying earlier, has come off its mooring. So there's a top tip from the Rudge. Tie your boat up properly if you know there's a storm coming. Well, generally, just tie your boat up properly. I haven't lost any lines, I've lost no cleats, and I've lost no fair leads. So, obviously we're doing something right here. Although I'm not bragging, because you know everybody makes mistakes, and it was touch and go for a minute whether I was going to lose the stern line. That's why I was out on the stern for quite a while during the videos. Right, well, it's 20 to 1 now. I would imagine when the tide comes back in, it will bring another load of weather with it. I reckon we've got another couple of days of this. I've looked at the pressure and it hasn't really altered very much. So yeah, we've got all that to look forward to. Probably won't get much sleep tonight. Although, like I say, Sovereign Bay does handle this sort of stuff quite well. It's just whether the moorings can cope with it. Jenny's boat sustained a little bit of damage, as you saw in the video. The Genoa came loose, and that's probably scrap now, I would think. But I think the fenders that she was using saved the boat from being smashed against the mooring. Waterhorse, just a little bit of superficial damage, but everybody else seems all right, so we've done okay. Anyway, guys, let me just explain something to you. Somebody said to me the other day they'd like to watch my videos, but how much does it cost? Because you have to subscribe. The subscription is free. It's a bit like Facebook. When you like somebody's page, you'll get notifications every time they do something, and it's just that YouTube call it something else. They call it a subscribe. So hit the subscribe button, and all that will happen is that when I make a video, you will be told about it on your YouTube channel, and that's all that happens. If you like my videos, if you hit the like button, that helps me with their algorithms and whatever. And thank you to the nearly 400 people now that have joined the little page we have going. I hope you enjoy some of the stuff I do. We'll be going back to Kefalonia soon, don't worry guys, it's not all going to be boats. And Wayne Tombs, I'm sure there's going to be some mechanical stuff going on soon, because there's going to be a few boats that have sustained a few problems during the course of this terrible storm. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as we did making it. And I'll see you again, hopefully in better circumstances. It'd be nice to do one of me with sunshine and girls all over the boat, wouldn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm off to get a cup of tea. It's all been too much for me.